Hey, what's up guys, how's it all going? Today's video is not the forest or anything like that. It is another how to create a dedicated server for Assetto Corsa. Now the reason I'm doing this again is there are still people, even though I have many other videos of showing how to do this, there are still people having issues, and this is mainly because there are so many different types of routers out there that what works on one doesn't work on another. So the more videos that I do of this on different routers, the easier it can be for other people. This time I'm doing it on some shitty Technicolor thing from SSE, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open up the one I have and I'm gonna show you. So hopefully this is, you know, for those that are having issues, this one is similar to what you have and you just think, oh, so that's how you fucking do it. Okay, so let's get it open and have a look. So here we go. Takes a while, it's a very slow one and I don't like it, to be honest, but this is how this one looks. Okay, so we're going to sign in if we can, because it's really crappy, and we're going to have a look at the port forwarding. Now the port forwarding on this one is it is really dreadful, and I can only imagine that people with similar kind of configurations are having huge issues with Assetto Corsa. Now I've just done a clean install of Windows 8 from Windows 10 and there is no Assetto Corsa stuff done yet, so we're going to start from afresh. Now if we look at the one services, we're going to go in there and there should be port forwarding rules here. Now I have no idea how to do this. I guess you'd do it in advanced. Nope. So it'd be a good idea for me to do it here and go from there. I mean, you can see the ports, so I'd imagine adding the port mapping and stuff is going to be pretty awkward, and there are stuff that are pre-done, and I believe that the HTTP server that Assetto Corsa requires, if you have this already, which is 8080, but we could change that. We can actually change that to 8081 if it's required. But anyway, let's just pull that aside and leave that open for now, because we're going to create a few of these. So here we go. We need to find the install folder for Assetto Corsa before we do anything. For me, it's on D drive. For you, if you haven't changed or added a second drive, it will be on C drive. I'm going to go into my D drive, into my Steam library. I'm going to find common and Assetto Corsa here. I'm going to look for the server configuration tool. There's server. So AC server manager, and the reason I'm going to open this up quick, it may have to install because I've never run it. I'm not even sure what's going on yet. There we go. Wow. Okay, so the first thing I want to look at obviously is the ports, and they're all there. So the HTTP port is 8081, so I'm just going to change this to 8081 so we don't have to mess about. Instead of 80, I'm going to click plus. Did it even do? Okay, so we need our IP address, so I guess that is my IP address. So you'd put your IP address in here, which is pretty simple. So I'm going to go 192.168.1.109. I'm just going to double check that. I'm going to go to the command prompt. Where is it? I want to do it as admin, don't I? So command prompt admin. In here, to just check my IP, I'm going to put IP config, click enter, and then we go to the IPv4 address, which it is the 192.168.1.109. That changes, guys, so I'm not going to worry about that. Okay, so now we're going to add, and yeah, so there it is. Where did it go? I have no idea. It's kind of crazy, isn't it? So did I get that in there? Just double check that. Yes. So HTTP server, we've already got one actually, so we'll just edit that one in this case. So just remove that and we'll edit the one we've got. So there it is. I'm going to edit. I'm going to just stick an 81 in there, and that takes care of the HTTP server. So there we go, tick 81. Come on. So there we go, there's the first port done, and it should not be an issue now. It is switched on. So this one done. Right, now we're going to need a UDP port of 9600. So I'm just going to have to create a new one, aren't I? So add new. We're going to call it AC. I'm just call it AC1 UDP, and in this case it's 9600. So 9600, and of course copy that 9600, and then we're going to put the same IP. Just copy these previously done ones, paste them in. I'm going to add that in. Just give it a minute. And as you can see, now we've got the HTTP server 8081 as specified there. We've got the UDP as 9600 as specified there. Now we need a TCP, so I'm going to add new IP based port map in. This time it is a TCP. I'm going to put AC2, TCP, Anacane 9600. It's confusing crap, isn't it? 9600. I hope you can follow this, guys. I really do, because this is a very awkward port forwarding on this router, and I really hate it. And it's probably the same issues as what you guys are having. So there we go. We've got AC1, AC2, and you have to do it in separate lines. You don't put it all in the same place. Obviously, that's silly. So there's our server for our HTTP done at 8081. We've got our AC1 done at UDP 9600, and then we've got our AC2 TCP 9600, and that is the ports. I'm going to close it and make sure that they are on, and they are. So we're going to close this. It will configure it, and all going well. That's the ports. As for the server management, this is all down to you. This is something that you do your side. So we'll just call it brtcobra because that's my YouTube. Password, I don't really care. Admin password, I'm going to call it John. That's just my name. So yeah. Password, I'm going to call it John as well. I'm going to have a password protected one. Just imagine that everything else is set up. The cars and lists and stuff, this is something that is personal preference. I'm going to pick... Oh my god, there's so many tracks now in this game. I haven't played it since 1.2 because my wheels broke. I'm saving up for a fresh one at the moment, or a new one I should say. Let's go Brands Hatching the cars. Oh my god. Okay, so let's get the F1 because that is so cool. Where are you? Where is it? There it is. And I don't know how many cars I set it to yet, so I'm just going to dob in 3 of them. 6, 9, and 12. Okay, so now go back to settings, and I'm just going to check the car list. Let's have a look. We've got start values, randoms, kick. We don't. All this is your own choice. It's something you do yourself. Session and weathers. Here we go. Booking, no. Practice, of course. People can join in practice. Qualifying, people can join in qualifying. 10 minutes, 10 minutes. Race laps is 10 laps. I'm not going to have that. I'm going to close at start of race, which I think is more than fair. You don't want assholes joining you mid-race and ramming you. Okay, so there we go. Tracks done. Entry list done. Advanced options is important. Let's have a look. We don't need any of this. I don't use any of this kind of stuff. This is for plugins like RSR and stuff like that, you know. Server rules. Manual. I don't need the manual. I just want to see how... I want to set it to how many players we want right now, and I can't see that option, so it's kind of confusing. I've done it before. Time of day. Base, blah, blah, blah. Settings. It's got to be here, isn't it? So we need to find out where we set the players. I forget how to do that, but anyway, you've done this before, so I'm going to save it. I'm not going to click start server because I never start it from here. I basically get rid like this, and what I'll do is I'll go to this server acserver.x and I'll run it from there. Allow the firewall, otherwise you've got no hope. If you don't do that, you've got no hope. I'm going to try one more time. And it's come up okay, but it didn't until I allowed the firewall. So make sure, please make sure that you allow that firewall. Okay, now that's done, it's a good sign. I mean, I can't say that it's going to work yet because I've got to launch it all. Guys, I've got a keyboard only. Sad times, sad times. Never said a course in a long while. Shit, what did we call the server? Was it was BRT Cobra, wasn't it? Hang on. Chuck with that, get rid of all that. Just give it a minute to load. I haven't even loaded up multiplayer yet. Like I say, I don't have a wheel, so no point. I'm never gonna join a multiplayer server that's with a keyboard or controller. It's just no point. Okay, so just gonna let that sync up. We're gonna hit the multiplayer. Of course, I've not done this. Where do we do it? Online. See, this not even loaded up. Hopefully, guys, this kind of configuration will help you. Let's just go to BRT and it should bring up my lobby. Just let it find. I don't even know if it is called BRT, to be honest. If it doesn't come up, we'll solve that solution. It will probably be in one of these options here, so we've got to include DLC, of course, because the car is DLC. What else is there? What's this? Include empty server slots in the list, yes. Only display servers that don't require booking. There's no point in that. Only display servers you have joined recently. No, that's not a good idea. So DLC, include locked servers in the list. Let me just unlock everything. Include full servers in the list. We don't want that. Include empty servers in the list. So we want that. Right, so I'm just going to double check the name because it's not coming up. If it doesn't come up like this, we will do this. We will work it out. Sure, it's got to find a lot of servers. What's this? The booking process. We don't want the booking process. Alright, let's just include everything. And display servers that don't require booking. Include locked servers, yes please. There we go. And finding my server is a pain in the ass because I can't remember if it is actually working under this name. BRT. Okay, so if it's not working, we're going to go through it. The ports are correct. And we're going to have a look at the settings again. So we want to go Steam Library, Steam Apps, Common, Assetto Corsa, and of course the Server Manager. Let's get that back up. I think, if I remember correctly, let's yeah, so let's go here. I think maybe we have to update the server. So we're going to click Update Server Content. Content has been updated. Please restart the application. So this is something that we need to do. There we go. I do need to work out, there is one thing, I do need to work out the amount of cars, because if I've exceeded the amount of cars that I have it set to, what will happen is it won't, let me just go here, there we go, it won't start up. So where is all the settings for it? Anyway, I'm going to click Start Server this way for a second. But it stays blank, I don't like that. I'm going to go into Assetto Corsa one more time. Desktop. I don't think it will work this way, guys. But this is probably what most of you are having issues with, because having a router like mine, like this one, is a pain in the ass. We have allowed it through the firewall. We have done the ports correctly. So let's try again. This time running it through the actual server launcher and not the thingy. So it should just come up BRT Cobra, and there it is. Now for some reason it's only saying 0 of 2 cars. Now I don't understand this. Why is it only saying 2? So I must have it set to 2 player, which is one of the issues, but the password, I can't remember. What was the password, guys? Was it John? So let's see if we can join. So it didn't work through the server launcher.x, but it's working, it seems to be working anyway, through the other method of the actual server. You have to click on your name at the side of the server manager, update the server. Sorry about that. The game is too loud. I am not going to chat away and chit chat while it's buzzing away like a crazy fool. So let's just go to audio. Oh, is there no like Jesus. Do we have to like just turn everything fricking down in one go? Oh, whatever. We'll just turn it all down. Just get rid of those sounds, yeah. So we don't want the sounds of Assetto Corsa. We're doing that. But anyway, so far, so good. Password's in, it's John. Try again, let's keep the volumes down and then you'll be able to hear me talking. So as you can see, that's clearly worked. It only allows us to have the 2 cars, but I couldn't find the setting. Oh, this is upsetting. I can't drive with a keyboard. It's pretty terrible. But you know, I had issues like a lot of you were complaining about, you know, oh yeah, it's saying okay, but I can't find my server and so on. We've just watched how I joined it, and I hope that this video is a more detailed explanation on creating the server itself. I got to stop the car, guys, to get out. Don't stop rolling backwards. How can I stop the car if it's rolling backwards? Is there just a brake button? Anyway, let's exit. And what I want to do is I want to go into the server manager this time and just work out what the issue was on and why I can't select the... It's been a long time, and why I can't select the amount of cars for the server. But you can see it definitely works with this awkward router configuration. So it was not the port. So if you're having these issues and you can't join your server, at least you know that it is not the ports. So let's just stop that. I'm going to go through every single one of these settings, guys. There is something. Right, so we've got factory, we've got we don't need this yet. We've got the ports, very important, done. Threads, I don't understand what that is. I'm just going to leave it. Realism damage allowed, tires out, blah blah, and yeah. Jump start, teleport to pit. I wouldn't do that. I would have that as a drive-through. So you're gonna you can adjust that there, which is fantastic. Start value 96. This is the dynamic track, by the way. It's not what we want. Voting, kick, okay. Session and weathers. Surely this is where you would have the amount of cars and tracks, but laps. But I don't understand this. Add new weather panel. Okay, cool. Booking time, practice. We got all that done. That's good. Tracks. There we go. I'm blind. Sorry, guys. See how it's only allowing 2. This is your upload speed. If you've got a good upload speed and a decent CPU, you can host lots of stuff there. So let's save that. Number of cars in entry list can't be below the clients allowed. Okay, so we've got 23 cars, so I'm going to go to settings. This is important for you to do, because if you don't do it like this, basically it won't allow you to join. So we're just going back to tracks, and it's in tracks, cars allowed 23, 24. Car entry list done. I want to update the server, and I want to save it, and I want to start the server. Come on. I believe that that's just done. And now we're going to try again. Desktop. The port side, as you saw, was done in like a minute. But it's other factors, like I say, that could be contributing to you not being able to join to your servers. Like, mainly like all this stuff, the settings of the cars to the tracks and so on. Very important that you get this all right. And as you can see, I wasn't able to join my own server either. I couldn't even find it in the list until I did it this way. So we're going to go for BRT again. There it is. This time it's now showing as 24 cars. Password is John. That is what I set it to. And now we'll join, and we should have a complete grid of up to 24 cars. Just load them in. All done. That was fast, wasn't it? Damn, they've increased the performance of this game so much. And there, now we can have 24 people joined. I hope that this version of how to create a dedicated server for Assetto Corsa helps you out. It really is not as difficult as you think. I hope I've been a lot more clear and specific on certain aspects of this, and it really helps you out. So I'm going to go and enjoy your racing, guys. Bye bye.